Chicopee, rolling across the runway at Westover Air Reserve Base. The enormous aircraft represented the end of one era and the start of another. Westover on Thursday welcomed its eighth and final C-5M Super Galaxy cargo plane to the base. The new Super Galaxies replaced the C5-B Galaxies that were phased out 18 months ago. The new planes come with advanced systems and newer, quieter, more powerful engines. Moments after it taxied to a stop in front of the hangar where a crowd of base personnel and guests were waiting, Base Commander Call. D. Scott Durham could not contain his excitement. "That's a pretty good-looking airplane over there, isn't it?" he said. "The final C5M represents an important milestone for us," Durham said. "This is a red-letter day. The new planes are important for 3 reasons," he said. The 4 F-138 General Electric engines have 22% more thrust, meaning they can carry more cargo anywhere in the world, which means increased air capability for Westover, he said. The engines, though having more power, are much more quiet and 20% more fuel efficient. "That means we're greener, which is important," Durham said. The 8 aircraft combined represent an investment of around $720 million by the Department of Defense. "That is a huge vote of confidence in the men and women at Westover Air Reserve Base," he said. Major General Randall Ogden, commander of the 4th Air Force Reserve Command, Marsh Air Reserve Base, California, echoed that sentiment. "The reputation of the airmen here, and the community, is unmatched," he said. The 8th C-5M delivered to Westover is also the last of 54 such aircraft that have been delivered to Air Force Reserve bases. To mark the occasion, Ogden was part of the crew who flew it to Chicopee, and spent some time during the flight piloting it. "The aircraft," he said, "will improve the overall capability of the Air Reserve. Each C-5M is capable of carrying as much as 281,000 pounds, and can fly more than 2,500 miles without landing to refuel." The cargo bay for each C-5M is 143 feet, which Ogden noted more than 20 feet longer than the very first flight by the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903. "I looked inside it. It is huge, and it is beautiful," he said. Chicopee Mayor Richard J. Coase said he welcomed the new aircraft at Westover as symbolic of the Department of Defense's commitment to Westover and, by extension, to Chicopee. And as a mayor, he said he welcomes the quieter engines, because his office will no longer have to handle complaints from residents about the jet noise. He said he remembers growing up in Chicopee Falls back when Westover had B-52 bombers. "When they flew over, there was no point trying to hear the television, or to talk on the telephone," he said. "All you did was listen to and feel the vibration of that aircraft," he said. Senior Master Sergeant Robert Rodrigue has been working aircraft maintenance at Westover for 30 years. "I've seen the A's come in, seen them turn into B's, and then involved in the switch to M's. What's next for Rodrigue, a resident of Belchertown? Tomorrow's my last day, with last of the M's at Westover. Rodrigue can now retire. It's sad," he said. "It's like a family here." He said his one regret going into retirement is he will not have more of an opportunity to work around the Super Galaxies. He mentioned how the M's are so different from the previous editions of the C5. He rattled off the improved electronics, from the digital instrument panels to the lighting in the cargo hold, the new engines that burn less fuel but still have more power. "They have a lot more power. You can get off on a shorter runway, Lieutenant." Ryan Manning, a member of the flight crew, said the new engines give the C-5M increased capability. "It's a smooth plane. You don't feel like you have 200 feet of airplane behind you," he said. "There's more thrust, better handling, better controls, and better displays on the instrument panel." And, he said, while he appreciates the performance of the new F-138 engines, he has a nostalgic fondness for the sound of the louder TF-39 engines that used to power the Galaxies. At a base in Texas where they trained on them, they used to park on a road near the runway to listen up close as they landed, he said. You couldn't hear yourself talk, and you wouldn't be able to hear the guy next to you screaming. It was so loud, he said. Obviously, it's not good for the ears, but it's kind of like that American muscle thing, the sound of a V8 or a good TF-39.